Hey guys, what's up? Sermo11 here to talk about the insane, crazy finale to Season 7 of Regular Show. I know I normally never review this show, but this episode was definitely worth a review. If you haven't seen the episode, watch it now, get caught up on Regular Show, and come back to this review. And I just want to apologize about how late this video is, but anyways, welcome to my review of Regular Show, Season 7, Episode 37, Rigby's Graduation Day Special. J.G. Quintel, creator of the show, was hyping up this episode, so I was wondering how an episode about Rigby would really affect the show, and I thought there would be more to it. And after I saw that it was a half-hour episode, I figured something with the scientists that have been present for a good part of this season would be involved, and I was right. The ending of this episode was completely insane, out of left field, and just so unexpected. And let me say this right now, I'm not sure if Regular Show is running out of ideas or exploring their old ones more, but shows like this and Adventure Time have been adding on to their old ideas. And in Regular Show's case, it's been the Dome plot being done again, the Party Horse plot returning multiple times, and things like that. Really, if you just look through this season, probably the past season as well, you can see like some plots have been returning and stuff. Adventure Time has always done that, but it's just something I've noticed. And my review or description of the episode. The episode starts off normal enough with everyone working and hanging out in the park, and it was a really nice opening as we get to see a dandelion seed flying around from character to character, just seeing what they're doing. And the Dome experiment is done, and Benson is going to ask Pam out. And I was wondering if this plot would continue or not, the whole plot with Benson and Pam, and it did. And I'm actually glad the show is being more consistent with the plot. I mean, nothing has been out of place since most of the episodes are random, but I like having plots in shows, and I think they make them better, and I'm glad Benson is getting a relationship. Hopefully this one will last. And some of the plots in Regular Show have been less crazy, and I think that works for the show. Not every episode needs a plot twist or needs a villain or something. They can have a normal chilled out episode. It works perfectly fine for Regular Show, to be honest. So, Mordecai and Rigby are playing video games on the roof. Safe idea. And the dandelion goes into Rigby's mouth, and he loses the video game that they're playing. And Rigby is finally graduating from high school, a plot that I really enjoyed. And what he says to Mordecai really puts this plot into motion. He basically says that he'll get his college degree before Mordecai at this rate, who I believe dropped out of college. And Principal Dean calls Rigby and tells him that he'll be doing the graduation speech. If he messes up, Principal Dean will eat his diploma. Random. Very random. So this speech by Rigby will be filmed by a TV show called Inspire America. And so Rigby, Mordecai, Margaret, and Eileen are just chilling watching this program, and Rigby actually gives a pretty good quote. I was surprised when I heard it. It goes like this: "We have to seek beauty and truth in the ordinary. The greatest mistake a man can make is to search for flowers among the weeds, overlooking the fact that oftentimes the very weeds are flowers." That was great. So he shows them his graduation speech so far, and it's pretty childish, but I still thought if he went through with this speech, it could be somewhat charming. And Mordecai was upset at this point. He had his arms folded and everything. Pay attention to that. Strike one. And back at the park, Muscle Man, High Five Ghost, Skips, and Pops are getting ready for Rigby's party, and Skips wants Mordecai to pick up Rigby's favorite drink, Coffeenie, and he has to drive quite far to get it. But if it's for something big like this, it would be a kind gesture, but Mordecai doesn't want to do it. Strike two. And Benson is at the mall. He's looking for Pam, and at this point, I'd almost call Benson the third main character. I actually like focusing on Benson. He's pretty cool, and he's been getting plots here and there, and they're interesting. So definitely give us more Benson plots. He's a pretty cool character, and I'm sorry I cannot talk today. I keep pausing. Rigby is looking for help for his speech, but Mordecai is on the road, so they're kind of talking on the phone. And Mordecai is being rude to Rigby on this phone conversation, and it's just not helping him. Strike three. And I'm not sure how Rigby is having trouble. He's even looking online for help. And I'm pretty sure I could write up a good speech in a day or two, a week tops. I think he had a day, right? Yeah, he had a day, I think, for the speech. But even then, if you're looking at other people's speeches, you can put in some of your own experiences and just like, I don't know, try to look at things that they're doing in this speech and see if you can do something similar, or just get some ideas from whatever speeches you're watching online. Or you can even look up how to make a graduation speech. I doubt it's that hard. I don't think it has to be like that long either. And Mordecai, he gets a flat tire and has to walk to the Coffini shop. I think it was like a few miles away, so it wasn't too bad. But, you know, that's also on foot, but whatever. And Benson eventually sees Pam back at the park, and she gives him a clipboard, which she uses to ask him out. And I thought that was pretty creative. Rigby has a dream of him failing on his graduation speech, and he calls Mordecai again on the phone, who's repairing the tire for the van that got messed up earlier. And Rigby is asking for help, and Mordecai says that he can't help him with everything. And Rigby basically says that he hasn't needed his help all spring, and Mordecai is doing nothing for him, which causes Mordecai, who's like already upset, to throw the Coffini out of the window. And honestly, what a waste. Like, even if you were mad at him, you didn't have to do that. You went that far to get a drink for him. I assume you did it for him, or you just did it to do it because someone told you to, and you're just going to throw it away like that. Strike four. So Benson, Skips, Pops, High Five Ghost, Muscle Man, Rigby's family, Margaret, Eileen on like a tablet or something via Margaret, and Starla are at Rigby's graduation. That's a lot of people. Plot twist, the Inspire America guy is evil. They didn't really do that much with this plot, but he seemed kind of evil. He's like, we're going to suck as much as we can out of this guy. Like, I guess like the speech or whatever gives them like power to use on people, but it's like positive, so I don't understand. But like, they made his voice sound really evil. So this is at the graduation speech, and Rigby comes down via helicopter from Margaret's dad, but he falls. And Rigby starts to mess up on his speech pretty much immediately, and even the Inspire America guy is just like, cut it. And I felt like I might have made similar mistakes if I had a graduation speech, but I would have gotten it together. Like, Rigby was just messing up throughout the entire speech. So Mordecai, he's listening to his best friend mess up on this speech and stuff. He's just chilling by the van, and he decides to come and help Rigby. But it felt like he almost felt the need to help him, not that he wanted to help him. He still seemed upset at this point. So he still brought the Coffini. It's kind of dirty and everything, and they have a talk. And Mordecai is a downright jerk. Like, even if he helps Rigby, or even if he helped Rigby at this point, he's still a jerk for like the way that he treated him leading up to this event. And I just don't like what they did with this character in this special. He was basically mad because he was used to being the friend that was doing better. And it's an understandable attitude, but I definitely still help my friend if I was upset that someone was doing better than me. Like, I don't understand getting upset with someone doing better than you. Like, you're not a big deal like that. I don't know. But I'm sure what they did for his character was just for the special. But again, you shouldn't act like that. But I don't really have anything else to say on that, so I'm going to be moving on. Rigby, he starts giving his speech again, and I loved it because they called back to episodes in this season. This season has been about Rigby. This has been like an arc for Rigby pretty much pretty much from the beginning of the season, because like they talk about the China episode, and I was looking on the Wikipedia page to write this review and looking at the episodes and everything, and the China episode was back at the beginning of this season. So it's been like 37 episodes or something. So they've been doing this for a while. And one thing that I wanted to highlight from his speech is what he said. It's once you do the hard stuff, it becomes not that hard. And of course, that's kind of like a dumb way of saying it, but I mean, you understand it. It's kind of true. Like, college would come after high school, obviously, unless you go to a job or something. But college is a mixed bag of easy and hard classes, but you still have plenty of free time. So if you're comparing college to high school, you have plenty of free time. Where as in high school, you'd probably be in school like all day. You'd be like tired. Some people do sports after that. Some people actually worked in high school, which was crazy. So you have all that stuff. And if you decide to work instead of going to college after high school, you still have plenty of free time because you're not going to be working all day, but you might be working hours similar to like a school day or something like that. But the main point is life gets easier. You could have one hard challenge in life, and then life just become not that hard after it. Things get easier. And they also gave him a legit graduation speech, which was kind of long, and it was nice. I felt good for Rigby. He did a good job. So the dome pagers go off, and the gang has to go back to the park, which kind of interrupts the end of Rigby getting his diploma and everything. And they're going back to the park, and this is a mistake that they'll regret by the end of the episode, or I guess you could say that they did regret by the end of the episode. So Rigby and Principal Dean are taking a picture. It reminded me of my own high school graduation. I was so nervous when I was walking up on stage, and even the principal brought it up, and I was like, oh, come on, man. So the park, they're all at the park now. The park turns out to be empty, and Benson gets a paper from the printer on his chest, the printer and phone thing. And it says to end the experiment, push the button. So they push the button, all of them together, and the dome starts to close, and they can't escape. All their friends and family are outside of the park, and then the park starts to fly up into the sky. And we get to see some characters calling out to each other. So like Margaret calling out to Mordecai. I'm sorry, I couldn't think about that. Pam calling out to Benson, stuff like that. And as the park is going up into the air, Dr. Langard is with Mr. Maillard saying that Pops will be safe. And then we get to see shots of different characters from the show all around. We get to see CJ, Thomas, Mordecai's parents, other characters. I think they showed like a few villains and stuff. They're watching this go on. And then it's revealed that the park has gone into space, and Eileen is there with them. And then the dandelion from the beginning of the episode comes into the camera, ending the episode. That ending, that was crazy. So we're going to get Adventures in Space with regular show in space, Power Rangers in space. And apparently this was teased the entire season, or really, not the entire season, after the scientists showed up. So that's when the space plot started getting teased. And there are a few examples of this, and I didn't notice these. So we had Pops. He had some sort of power shown in the earlier episode. He also had that connection with the planet. There were diagrams dealing with space in the dome plans. Apparently, I didn't notice that. And then Benson and Pam were flying up because some sort of gravity or anti-gravity technology. And I think they did a good job hiding this. I didn't notice this, but I checked on Reddit and a few people noticed it, but whatever, forget those people. I didn't notice it. I think they did a good job of hiding it and a good job just like leading up to this. So it was cool. And I'm hoping just part of Season 8 is in space. Definitely not all of it. I'm assuming they're going to go with like 30-some episodes again, and I wouldn't want it to all be in space. I kind of want them to come back. And again, I'd like to see plots with the other characters. So I'm glad that even though Margaret was in this episode, they avoided the plot of putting her back with Mordecai again. And I know they're in game, but breaking up and getting back together gets old, or like one being jealous of the other and all that. I like seeing them together, but then we can leave them apart for a while. We can have them being friends and stuff. Plus, it's cool that Rigby is doing better than Mordecai. And someone brought up that maybe we could see Mordecai improve in this upcoming season. And Mordecai was super annoying in this episode. Hopefully he realizes that he needs to correct himself. And the problem with the show being in space with just the park group, and then Eileen, it's just that the side characters won't be in episodes. So I'm hoping there's like a purpose to this, not just them being in space, them going to like random planets and having random plots there, which could be cool, but they've already gone into space, really. It's not that hard to just like come up with some idea from them to go into space. You have like the plot with the babies, and then the guy with the glowing eyes. You could always bring them into space for plots like that. Or something concerning Skips will probably be involved in space, but that's kind of like the end of my review. So anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Surmo11. See you next time, and peace out.